Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans, and this is a shout out to OK. Thanks, buddy. Great article. It's an article about the EFF leadership. Now, as I've mentioned on my channel before, I've got a couple of insiders who are very close to the action in the EFF, and I have a very good idea as to what is going to happen here. And basically, Malema is looking at getting rid of Floyd Shivambu as a deputy, and he is coaching Dr. Ndlozi, you know, that little prick who gets up in Parliament and shouts his mouth off. Well, he is going to be the new deputy leader of the EFF before the 2019 elections. And I would suggest it's going to happen sooner rather than later, because, if you do it just before the elections, Floyd's going to be jumping up and down like a stuck pig. Not saying that he isn't one, but let's see what this article has to say, because it's on this particular line. Okay. There are two political rumours about the economic freedom fighters' leadership doing the rounds right now. One is that Floyd Shivambu had a fallout with Malema. Two is that Floyd Shivambu is subsequently leaving the EFF. What I find quite fascinating, though, is the fact that Floyd Shivambu only responded to and refuted the second rumour, that he is leaving the EFF, and completely ignored the first one, that he had a fallout with EFF Malema. While on the other side, Malema is busy subtweeting about political betrayal and encouraging his supporters to tighten their seatbelts, as betrayal is imminent. Well, I'm not a political sangoma, but time will tell. Now, we know why he sent that tweet out. Remember when I exposed the payments that Nathan Kirsch had made to the EFF? His tweet went out about 3 or 4 hours after that video went up. And the reason that happened is because the documentation I'd attached to that video, and I'll put a link to the video down below, clearly came from a source very, very close to the leadership in the EFF. Had nothing to do with Floyd. Connecting the dots from the political developments of the past 3 months, my analysis is that the EFF felt a severe pressure from the media and within, all because my ANC was and still is scoring political points by acting against its members who were implicated on VBS scandal, while the EFF, on the other hand, was busy protecting Floyd at all costs. And Malema was, as a result, accused of being scared of Floyd by the media and by some of the EFF members. Knowing him, that must have bruised his ego. Oh my God, didn't it bruise Mr. Malema's ego? God, it couldn't be any bigger, could it? The pressure was too much that Malema finally succumbed to it and asked Floyd at least to go on leave until after elections, to fool the public into thinking that EFF leaders do account to one another. Floyd reluctantly accepted eventually, but when he was about to go and make a public announcement, another report surfaced. But this one also implicated Malema and his cousin Matsubani Faleng. Following this report, Floyd backtracked immediately and demanded that Malema should also go on leave, as he is also implicated. But Malema objected, arguing that the party needs him to campaign for the upcoming elections. Floyd then reneged and also refused to go, arguing that all EFF members are equal and should be treated as such, and also made it clear that the party also needs him during this campaigning season. That is where they lock horns, and all hell broke loose, leading up to the current developments where the leadership is polarized. Now, I have a gut feeling that this fight will be public just before we go on elections. This united front they're trying to put on will not last that long. It is not true that history repeats itself. History just rhymes, and this rhyme scheme in question started with PAC, which has 2 parallel leaderships today, and comes with Ambazima, Shilowa, and Terra Lakota of Cope. Well, it seems like the EFF is up next. Now, I just want to tell you that my sources are just waiting in the wings, and I've got some info. I'm not going to say what it is, but you got to know when to put this stuff into the public arena, don't you? So be very, very worried, Mr. Julius Malema. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and have a great evening. Bye for now.